Welcome to another immigration art video. My name is Art Serratelli, and together with Mara Mijal, the two of us run the immigration law firm of Serratelli Mijal, PLLC. If you've got any immigration questions about any topic, even if we may not know the answer, we will point you in the right direction to get you an answer. So you send us an email, start with email, that's your best bet. And you send us any question about immigration that's on your mind, and we'll either answer it or give you resources, which in turn will lead you to the answer. Okay? So if you've got a question, we'll provide an answer. Today's video is, I know the consulate is going to ask in the interview about this question. What's the answer? What do I say? As an example, let's fill in the blank, this question. What's a question? We get this question in email all the time. Hey, Art, I'm a older gentleman. I'm in my 50s, and my wife passed away, and I have a new wife. She's in her 30s, and she has a smaller child, 12 years old. And I and my new wife are being sponsored for immigrant visas by my older daughter, who's now out of college and is a U.S. citizen, and she's sponsoring me and her stepmom. Did I mention she's 30? It's an immigrant visa. It'll turn into a green card at the border when I arrive in America with my new wife. She's 30. So I know that the embassy, I know that the consulate is going to ask about the 12-year-old stepchild. We're not taking the kid. The kid ain't coming. The kid is not coming, and they're going to ask about that. What do we say? What do we say? What do you say? What do you say? If they ask, you tell them what's going on. You tell them the truth. There is no answer. Do you think there's a certain right answer to that question? No. As long as you're going to give an answer that does not propose breaking the law, tell them the truth. Don't be afraid. Do not be afraid to tell the truth to the consulate. And if you think the truth is somehow going to get you in trouble, then ask us. Run the question by me. I'll tell you. I'll tell you when to worry. So in this case, let me ask a few questions and break down the concern that I assume the email writer has in the back of his mind. Okay? So I asked, in my reply, I asked the email writer, tell me why you're worried. Are you afraid the embassy is going to think you and your new wife, who is 30, are irresponsible parents, and you're dumping the kid, the 12-year-old kid who needs a mom, so she, the mom, and you can go joyriding all over America in some sort of a crazy road trip and act like you're 20 again? Well, in your case, sir, you're acting like you're 30 again. What are you worried about? You're worried they're going to think you're just abandoning the child and that the child is going to live like a wild, rabid animal in a park and sleep on a bench? What are you worried about? What's really going on? Are you leaving the child with a grandma? Are you leaving the child with your wife's sister, who will make sure the child is fed, educated, dressed, and bathed every day? What's the big worry? What's the worry? What's the right answer? I don't know. But here's what I do know: you simply explain how the child will be cared for, who has legal custody, who can make decisions as a guardian regarding schooling or medical care. If you have all the details arranged for the care of that child, and you two, the new wife, and you, older gentleman, if you go together to America, who's got the kid? If the kid's taken care of, then the next question is, why are you worried? Nothing you're doing is out of the ordinary or bad, but ultimately, this is what the case boiled down to. Ultimately, this is what the worry was about. And ultimately, after I asked a few questions and we went back and forth with email a couple of times, the real worry on this poor guy's mind was this: aren't they gonna aren't they gonna be mad at me because my wife and I are leaving the child alone, and then when we get there and get green cards, then we're going to sponsor the child as green card mom and green card stepdad, getting smaller child to United States? Isn't that going to raise alarm bells and raise a red flag? Because Trump called that chain migration, and chain migration is bad, right? Wrong. So, in summary, the worry was about an accusation that the 30-year-old second wife and the older dude were planning a scheme of chain migration, and that somehow was bad because Trump said so. Well, one, Trump ain't the president anymore. Two, chain migration ain't bad. Chain migration ain't bad. Chain migration is legal. If you plan on chain migrating that little child to America, and that's why you're leaving the child behind, if this welfare of the child is better served by staying in the same school, at the same location, in the home country, and follow the family in a few years with chain migration, which is legal. Chain migration is legal, 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 legal. Say it. Just tell them. What we're doing is we're having the child stay in a stable environment with familiar friends at school and familiar relatives, grandma at home. And once we get to America with permanent residency, then we'll sponsor the child. And in a few years, the child will be here. That's our plan. And we really do believe it's in the best interest of the young girl. In other words, you take whatever they're saying to you, whatever question they're asking you, and you tell them what's going on in your life with your life story at this particular time. Is there one answer? What do I say? There is no one thing to say. You tell the truth based on your life at that moment. And if you do that, it's believable because it's true. You say it with confidence, and it's completely received in the spirit it's intended. It's received as the plan of concerned parents who don't want to disrupt the life of a child. My message for this video is don't be afraid of the consulate. Don't worry about answering questions because you think there might be a right and a wrong answer. In this case, chain migration is fine, and your plan is fine, and the truth is fine. And with that, thanks for tuning in.